Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about the Morphe. I don't even know if, I guess you can call it a collaboration. It's the Jaclyn Hill Favorites brush collection by Morphe brushes. Jaclyn picked out her favorite, I think 23, 27, I forget the number, of brushes from Morphe, all her favorite brushes, and she put them in a collection. Morphe decided to sell them at a discounted price, which is amazing, and they included Jaclyn's favorite travel bag for her brushes. I've obviously already used it because I did this look, so later in the video you'll see my thoughts on it, but I think it's really cool that Morphe decided to do this because if there's anyone I trust and their opinion on the internet, it is Jaclyn. I think that Jaclyn really can do no wrong. She's like the queen of makeup on YouTube. So as soon as I saw that these brushes were coming out, I like freaked out about it, and these finally arrived on my doorstep. So I couldn't wait any longer. I had to film with them and tell you guys my thoughts. I created this look today using the brushes. I did a whole full face tutorial, including the eyes, which I really like how they turned out, and I really like how my skin turned out as well. I'll show you guys what it looks like. So you open it up, and here are the brushes. Make sure they don't fall. But it's a good number of brushes. They're all really great quality. I kind of like the way they smell. Is that weird? I really like the way new brushes smell. There's a mix of collections in here. There's some of Morphe's Elite collection, which, you know, is like their high-end brand. Well, their high-end brush. There is, I think M is metals, right? The metals collection, or matte collection maybe? Matte, I'm not sure. The R is for rose gold, and I don't know if there's any more. I think it's like all MRE. Well, you get what I'm saying. It's not all from the same collection of Morphe brushes, but Jaclyn compiled all of her staple go-to favorite brushes into one collection, and I think that's amazing. Also, say hi to Monk. She's taking her little nightly nap, the cutest little girl. I started this video tonight, which I always film in the mornings, but I've been having our water lines outside are being basically replaced. I have no idea what they're even doing, but it's like a jackhammer all day long, so I can't film during the day anymore. It was light out when I started this and it got dark, so I apologize if there is some sort of change in lighting. I really tried to beat the sunset, but it just didn't happen, and it is dark outside. It is now 9 o'clock at night. I haven't eaten dinner. I'm very hungry, so I am going to get my butt in the kitchen. So if y'all would like to see how I got this look, and you would like to know my opinions on Jaclyn and Morphe's collection of brushes, then just keep watching. Hey, sweet face. So I went through Jaclyn's video and I actually compiled a list of every brush that I have in this kit and what she uses it for. So I figured I would go through, do a tutorial using these brushes in the way that she uses them, and basically give my opinions and reviews of the brushes as we go. I'm using a lot of products that I have used for years or months or however long. I'm pretty familiar with most of these products, just so I could give the brushes like a fair shot. I don't want to use like a new crappy product that I hate with a brush and then think it's the brush, if that makes sense. So I'm using products that I am used to, I know, and I love, so that I can really evaluate the brushes to their fullest potential. I'm first going to prime my face using the Maybelline Master Prime Blur and Smooth Primer. So I'm going to open up my brushes, and I do think that this case is amazing. I love how it lays flat and I can just pull from it. I'm going to start with foundation. Jaclyn uses the Morphe M439 brush. I've never owned any of these brushes before. I kind of use my own, like, I have some Sigma brushes, I have some e.l.f. brushes that I love, and I've just kind of stuck with them. I've never really been one to like really experiment with new brushes, and I'm sure this is going to make such a difference in my makeup application, so I'm really pumped to try these. I'm going in with the Dior Skin Forever foundation. My shade is 20. I'm just going to apply it to my face as I normally would, but I'm going to buff it in using this brush instead of a beauty blender. So this is one layer of foundation on my face after using this brush. I really liked the brush. It was pretty soft on my face and it did a really good job of working everything in. It did take a little bit longer than if I were to use a beauty blender. Personally, in my opinion, for me, I prefer the Artis Oval 8 brush to apply my foundation just because it's so much faster. But I do think that this offered a fuller coverage, which I really like. So I do get why she loves this brush so much. I was able to get into all the tiny spaces of my face really easily, and I mean, I have nothing bad to say. I really do like it. Jaclyn alternates between that one, the Morphe 439, and this one, the Morphe E8 brush. This is a very tiny one, and she uses this to get into the smaller spaces of the face. So I'm just going to do that with some extra product and just kind of work it in where I need more coverage. Okay, so I love this brush. It really did an amazing job at covering up my acne spots. I love it. I feel like I'm never going to be able to live without this now. So now it's time to conceal. I'm not using a brush to blend out my concealer. I'm just going to use my beauty blender. And my cat is legit running back and forth on the couch. Do you see her right now? But I have a new member of the family. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is my new favorite, hands down, concealer ever. It makes my under eyes look like I have no pores at all. And I have very oily skin in my T-zone, and you can see my pores. Like, I always am using silicone. Holy crap, my cat. Always using silicone primers to try to help it. But with this concealer, it doesn't even matter. I swear to you guys, like, it's like voodoo. I looked at my Bright Future concealer and I literally went. The only thing I don't actually like about this is the applicator, because it doesn't pick up that much product, but I will overlook it because this is like a miracle worker. A little goes a long way. Also, I'm in this shade Fair Beige. To set under the eyes, Jaclyn uses the M438. She said that this brush really allows for her to get up close to the eye and set, so that's what I'm going to do. I already opened this. I should have showed you first, but I'm going to be taking the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder today. Just dip into a little bit of this and set the under eye. I actually really liked this. I can see why she likes the point so much, because you can really get up close to the eye, which is really great. I don't know if it's going to replace my e.l.f. setting brush actually, because I really like the way that feels when I press it into my under eye. This one isn't as like manageable because it is longer. I have less control of exactly where I'm placing this. But I do really like it. I just think for me personally, I actually prefer the e.l.f. one to set my under eyes better. But I do like this for getting up close and personal to the eye. So I get why this is a staple for her. I'm going to take the same translucent setting powder, and I'm going to use the Morphe E41 brush to set my whole face. This is like the big kahuna of powder brushes. I have never owned a powder brush that's this big actually, so I'm kind of really excited to try it. It literally takes up the whole cap of my powder, and it's so fluffy and nice. Oh my gosh, it's great. kind of just want to do this all day long. Oh my gosh, I love that. I think it's pretty apparent how I feel about this brush. It's really great and fluffy, and it's like so big so you can cover your face. This is just sounding wrong, you guys. I love this. I think it's like so over the top for powder, and I am going to use it every day from here on out. So I'm going to move on to my contour using my Lorac Pro Contour Palette, and I'm going to take the medium contour shade. And Jaclyn uses the Morphe R10. She says that this really diffuses it so that it's not a harsh line, but it's still precise. So we'll see how it does. So I see what she means. It's a line, but it's not like a harsh line. Like, it actually kind of looks like a shadow, as opposed to something that's like super harsh, super straight, like a really tiny dense brush would do. So I do really like it, actually. This isn't a brush that you could use all over your face to contour. It's more just for under your cheekbones. I try to do like my forehead a little bit and here, but it's just kind of awkward because of the way the bristles move. I would suggest using a different brush for the rest of the face, but for under the cheekbones, it worked fabulously. Jaclyn uses the E47 to clean up her eyeshadow, but she also said that she uses it when she decides to contour her nose. So that's what I am going to use it for today, because I need a brush to contour my nose. I'm kind of worried about it. Jaclyn uses the Morphe M437 to intensify her contour for like an evening look if she wants something a little sharper. However, I am going to use it just to lighten up my nose contour today, just because I think it will do a nice job. The E47 didn't do a bad job. I did feel like I didn't have as much control like towards my nostril area, because it was really hard to maneuver because it is wider, but down the center of my nose, like on the sides, the bridge of my nose, I really liked it for that. Moving on to bronzer, Jaclyn uses the Morphe R2. She said that this is the only brush she uses for bronzer, so I'm really excited to try it out. I am going to use the Estee Edit The Barest Bronzer in light medium. It's like this if you've never seen this. And just a tip for y'all, all the Estee Edit stuff is actually 30% off at Sephora right now. I think probably because they are discontinuing the product. I don't know if the whole company is closing, but I know that everything's on sale, so just a tip for y'all. I really like this bronzer, so I see what Jaclyn means. It really did a nice job at like bronzing my face. It was just big enough that it did it really easily, but it was small enough that I could still control exactly where I wanted to place the bronzer. I actually really like this, and I think this is definitely going to be my new bronzing brush. Pretty exciting. So it's time for the eyes, and I'm going to take the Morphe 25B eyeshadow palette. I have no idea what I'm going to end up doing. I don't even know if this is going to be a cute look. I'm just doing this to test out the brushes. Jaclyn says that she always uses the Morphe R37 with her transition shades first. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in with this light color right here and just put that in my crease. I really like this brush a lot. It's like super quick to apply your transition, but it's still kind of precise in a way, so I really like this. So to go in with the second matte shade of the eye, Jaclyn always uses the M513. It looks pretty similar. All of these brushes look pretty similar, but they actually are a little bit different. So Jaclyn explains, I haven't used them, I'm not really sure, but she says that they're all different. So I'm going to give this a go. She said it's really good to go in a little bit more precise with a darker color. So I'm going to take this caramely brown shade right here and apply that to the same areas a little bit lower in my crease. I forgot to zoom you guys in for the eyes. I always do that. I'm so sorry. You're zoomed in now. Okay, so I just finished using the M513 and I applied the caramel shade, and I see exactly what Jaclyn means. So what is this called? The R37 is really great for your like all over matte transition shade. So the M513, the one I just went in with, is a lot more precise. I was able to really get into my crease without being too messy, but it wasn't dense enough that I couldn't blend it out. It did a really nice job, both of these brushes did, and I see exactly what she means by how they are not the same. I mean, take it from the queen of blending. I'm sure she knows what she's talking about. I'm just going to talk about this brush because I won't be using it today. You can't really use all of these brushes on one eye look. This is the M441, and Jaclyn explains that it is the same. I wrote this down. It's the same as the M504, which is the one that I used first, but she included this in the kit because she said if you want to go in with another transition color, but you don't want to use the same brush that has the color on it from your first application, then this is just a backup, so you have a clean brush just to go in with, which I think is really great. So Jaclyn uses the M573 for applying generous amounts of matte shadow. So if that means the outer corner, wherever you're wanting your matte shadow, this will do the job. I'm going to go in, I guess I should stay away from purples because I am doing a purple tutorial. So I'm going to go in with this like brick red color in the palette. I'm going to apply that to the outer corners of my eye, a little bit in my crease. You know the deal. I liked the M537. It did a really great job at applying the matte shadow on the outer corner and a little bit into my crease. I really like that it tapers into a point because it allowed for me to get into my crease without being too messy and without being too harsh. So this is really great. All of these blending brushes are great, and I would expect nothing less from Jaclyn. So I'm pretty excited to be the owner of these brushes. I'm going to take my finger and just pop a shimmer onto my eyes. I'm going to go in with this shimmer shade. There isn't like a flat shader brush in this collection, so I'm just going to use my finger. Now that I've applied that, Jaclyn says that the M433 is the blending brush. That's what she called it. It's the blending brush. It needs no other explanation. It's all over social media right now. I see a ton of people using this. So I'm just going to take it to blend out the center of my eye where my shimmer meets the matte, and just really make sure there's no harsh lines. I'm also going to take it with my initial transition shade and just apply that again above my crease, just to really make sure everything looks blended and nice. This brush also did the job. Don't have anything negative to say about it. There's also the M518. This is a basically rounded blending brush. It doesn't taper or anything like that. It's just very round. Jaclyn says it's really great for doing back and forth motions, not circular motions, but back and forth windshield wiper. I am not going to be using this today, but I just wanted to point it out that it is here. Jaclyn uses the M432 brush to apply shadow really tightly under the lower lash line or even on her waterline, and she'll also do it to smoke out a liner. So I am going to do that. I'm going to take that same brick red color and apply it very tight into my lower waterline. I'm actually going to take it a little bit above too, just to kind of give it a little flick from the lower lash line. I don't know why I'm doing this, I'm just kind of feeling it. I'm going to take my Laura Mercier translucent powder and the E47 brush, and this is what Jaclyn does. She stamps it along the parts that you want to clean up with translucent powder, so I'm doing that right now to clean everything up on my eyes. For mascara, I'm going to use my Benefit Roller Lash, same as always, not mixing anything up here. Now moving on to blush, I'm going to go in with the Dior Rosy Glow, and Jaclyn uses the M530. This is a lot smaller than I'm used to for blush because I like to use like a big fluffy brush for my blush. I just find that it really diffuses it well across my cheeks. We'll see how this goes, see if I like it. I really like this product too because it just adds, like, it looks like this, by the way, adds a really like natural pink flush to the cheeks. I actually really like this diffuses. I was expecting it to be a little bit more dense feeling, but it's not dense at all. You can really diffuse the product. It's time for the fun part, my friends. It's time for highlight. I actually just picked this up. This is new for me. This is the Sephora highlighting kit, I guess it's called. Luminizing palette. It has 6 highlights in there. They look like this. They just looked really pretty and swatched really beautifully in the store, so I decided to get them. And I'm going to take the Morphe M510. This is the highlighting brush that every single person in the whole planet uses except for myself, so I actually am really excited to try it. And I'm going to take this like champagne-y highlight color and pop that on my cheeks. Oh, I really like this, and the highlight is actually really pretty. You see that? Oh my gosh. Look at that on the camera. Wow. And above my brow bone, you know the drill. I'm like actually so impressed with those highlights. For under the brow bone, Jaclyn uses the Morphe M213. It's very tiny. I don't know if you guys can even see it, but she says it's great for just popping under the brow bone. So I'm taking the champagne color, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And I see exactly what she means. Looks great. It's not going anywhere I don't want it to go. For the inner corner highlight, Jaclyn uses the E36. So I'm going to take the white and champagne color and just mix them together. I need to chisel out my contour just a little bit. So I'm just going to dip in with my beauty blender into my translucent powder. Just stamp out my contour. I'm going to line my lips using the Kiko Precision Lip Pencil in 302. Sorry if the lighting looks a little bit different. I had to take a break because my camera battery started dying, of course. So it's been about a half hour. This is what the look looks like a half hour from now. I was finishing up my lip liner, so now it's time to move on to the gloss. Today I'm going to be using the Therapy Systems All Naturel Gloss. This is a local company in Nashville. And I actually really like this gloss. It's not sticky, but it's not like too liquidy where it doesn't last. It stays on forever. It's very glossy, which I like, and I really like the shimmer and the color range. And I'm like in love with these brushes, I think. Like, I'm totally going to be using these all the time. For sure, you're going to see them in future videos. Just prepare yourselves already because they really are that good. I mean, I expected them to be, that's why I bought them. Because Jaclyn is, you know, she knows everything about makeup, that she's Jaclyn Hill. So I expected nothing less, and I really did fall in love with these brushes. I fell in love with the way this look turned out, and it is a little bit different because I did like a flicked out situation. I'm someone who does like a really quick, easy eye, throw it on, let's move on. But I like it. This is a great look for like going out at nighttime or something like that. Two brushes that I didn't get the chance to use for this look, they are the Morphe E7 and the Morphe M504. So let's see what they do. So the Morphe 504 is great for like when you're rushing and you just need to throw like a bronzer or a matte color all over your eyelids and go out the door. That's what Jaclyn uses it for. So the E17 is a blending brush, but it's more stiff, and it's really great for cut creasing. Alright you guys, so that completes this look. I loved these brushes. I think it's needless to say because I raved about them throughout the video. I really especially love this case too because it's so cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.